Hey guys, Ozzy here from Versus with another action cam comparison video. The rivalry between GoPro and Insta360 is still going strong and it has spilled into other territories. While both of these are high quality devices with a ton of features, being able to shoot 360 footage seamlessly is a whole nother story than what we're used to seeing with action cams. This is why I'm looking forward to seeing the main differences between the GoPro Max and the Insta360 ONE X2. Let the facts speak. Starting off as always with our favorite part, the videos. The footage on the left being a bit brighter than the one on the right is a plus for GoPro, but there's an even bigger plus in terms of quality for Insta360. If we freeze the frame right here, I think we'll have the same idea because the bars and the trees are definitely sharper and more detailed on the ONE X2, which shoots in 5.7K resolution at 30 FPS, while the Max shoots at 5.6K, also at 30 FPS. Almost identical resolution, yet the footage is very different. Let's move on with some entertaining tiny world shenanigans. There's a small glitch on my friend's hand in the footage of the GoPro Max, and while I don't know 100% why this is happening, it might just be because the lenses on each side are not symmetrical to each other. Check out the Insta360 ONE X2's footage to compare, and also worth mentioning, just like the first video, are the differences in quality once again. From his hair to the bars on the bridge, pretty much everything is sharper and looks better on the right side. Last video will feature the special HDR mode of Insta360, and it's pretty self-explanatory just by looking at the name. The sky on the left is whiter than white, while the clouds are fairly visible on the right. If they can make the footage just a bit brighter while retaining the HDR quality, I've no doubt that this will be an amazing mode for many users. If you agree with my opinions or have some opinions of your own that you would like to add, leave a comment and we will make sure to read and reply. You can also drop a like and a sub if you like camera comparisons. It's that simple. Very similar to the time warp mode on GoPro, which is known as Timeshift on Insta360. One of my favorite things to do with these gadgets, this mode takes stabilized video and then speeds it up in processing. You have the possibility to add motion blur on Insta360's app, which I fully appreciate because I used to be a gamer and this option is available in quite a few FPS games. Even without the addition of this effect, pretty much everything looks nicer on the right side, and the biggest difference is the accuracy of the colors. In the second time warp / timeshift video, the motion blur is removed to have a direct one-on-one comparison, and I really don't see the result changing in any way because the ONE X2 is just outperforming the Max with much more clear and concise footage. The videos we shot for stabilization were plagued with the same glitch that you saw in the first category, which was video. The stick is invisible on the right, but that's certainly not the case on the left. Furthermore, while the stabilization quality is quite similar, the ONE X2's footage is just more fluid. Not everyone will notice this as I tend to pay attention to the smallest of details, but if you focus purely on me while I'm running, the GoPro Max's footage looks slightly clunky and I certainly expected better. So let's see if my expectations can be fulfilled with some time-lapse footage. This mode takes photos at intervals and then combines them to make a video without sound. We recommend using a tripod or not moving the camera at all while using this mode because you won't have stabilization unlike a normal video. While the quality of the footage is quite similar between the two, especially when it comes to dynamic range, I still think that the ONE X2 is performing better than the Max, and the main reason I see it this way is that there are more colors and the footage is punchier, which makes it quite pleasing to watch. It was also quite pleasing to take some cool 360 photos with these devices, and I like the performance of both of them. A few differences here and there are mostly attributed to the sun coming and going in split seconds, so when you see a photo being darker or brighter than the other, it doesn't have as much to do with the software as you may think. I advise you to make use of this feature to fully unlock the potential of having a 360 camera. With slow motion, both footage is usable, but as you know, the resolution usually drops the more you up the frame rate, and it's important to see which one handles it better. The Insta360's ONE X2's footage for sure looks less pixelated than the GoPro Max, and I also don't prefer the footage to be this blurry as you can see on the left side. Not to mention, the Max was released in 2019, while the ONE X2 was released in 2020, and even then I think the slow motion feature is quite satisfactory.
Hey guys, what's up? It's time for the mic quality test once again. We're looking at the brand new Insta360 ONE X2 on the right side, and on the left is the GoPro Max. You can tell us in the comments which one you prefer, from the mic quality all the way down to the noise cancelling.
I've gotten used to Insta360 microphones to not be that good and would often recommend an external mic if you're interested in keeping the sound in your recordings. This time isn't that different, as even though I'm not amazed by the audio quality of the Max, it's certainly louder and crisper than the ONE X2. Let's round this video up in the same way you round up your day, at night. Straight off the bat, the white balance makes the video look quite cold on the left and the opposite, which is quite warm, on the right. Usually, Insta360 devices hands down take night mode by being way better than their opposition, but it seems like with this device, there's a visible noise issue regarding video at night. At the same time, there are flickers in the footage, but this is because we shot with 30 FPS. It has something to do with the light frequency in our country and is not tied to the cameras. You can shoot in 25 or 50 FPS to solve this issue in Germany, or just shoot your footage in the US. Overall, the video on the right still has more details, and the One X2 manages bright lights and signs better than the Max, but I don't see a clear winner here overall. Information time! The price of the One X2 is $430 while the GoPro Max costs $550, and that difference makes the GoPro Max around 27% more expensive, which is definitely a considerable amount. Editing workflow is also important, as you can edit the 360 video directly on the Insta360 app after connecting it to the One X2, which is quite practical and allows you to quickly share footage on social media. For the GoPro Max, you need to first store the 360 file on the phone to get the full editing capability, which does take some time. Since the video is most likely going to be a large file, Insta360 offers a faster and practical solution. About the design, the One X2 has a leaner and thinner camera body, which offers better 360 image stitching performance and is also easier to fit into your pocket. The GoPro Max has a square-shaped and thicker camera body, and while this isn't such a big issue, the design of the former is more comfortable. When shooting footage from above, for example on top of a helmet, the One X2 having the lenses perfectly aligned back to back provides symmetrical stitching, while the GoPro Max has the lenses on different sides of the camera, which can sometimes cause issues in the footage. Lastly, the One X2 supports external microphone input, allowing high quality audio capture while keeping the microphone invisible in the stitching line. The GoPro Max, on the other hand, does not support an external microphone. We have once again reached the end of an action cam comparison, and I must admit the results are just getting more and more interesting. Even though GoPro is a household name, when it comes down to 360 cameras, I think that Insta360 devices are better optimized and have found solutions for most of the mainstream issues. Please leave a comment or more, because your thoughts on our videos are very important to us, as well as you liking this video and subscribing to us to show some love. Thanks in advance, guys, and I'll see you next time.